You're listening to Naptown Buzz, your source for all things indie.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Brian, here with you. Yes, we had a little break once again. It's been about 6 weeks since you heard from me here on the podcast, but for good reason. Mentioned the Inner Buzz last time. That's all launched. It's going good now, going strong. That said, a lot of our focus has been over there. If you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to. As I mentioned last time, I believe, this is a members, that's you folks, blog/vlog/podcast/ probably the best part you guys are going to like, the asides. So let me break down for you what exactly is going on over at the Inner Buzz. First off, we have the freebies. That's what everybody gets, right? You have the vlog. That's the video log. That's our new YouTube channel. Yes, we started vlogging. This has taken up a lot more time than I anticipated. It's fun though. I enjoy doing this. Hopefully you guys will like it too. Catch all those episodes on YouTube. As I said, that is free. This is just going to be goofy stuff. Me going around town, me traveling, me hanging out with friends. Anything goes pretty much on these things. I will try to keep it mostly clean. Hate when my kids go find this stuff and people are just doing nothing but cussing like sailors on it and other inappropriate things. Next up, we have the asides. I'm sure a lot of you are like, what the heck is he talking about? What did he just say? Speak after me. Asides. That is spelled A-S-I-D-E-S. For those of you still like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Back in the heyday of blogs, we're going to go back, probably, early, mid-2000s, like when blogs came on the scene. We're talking about movable type days, like pre-WordPress days, back when WordPress was B2. So we're talking a good 12 so years ago at least. Anyway, WordPress came on the scene, right? Matt, the founder of WordPress, which he actually forked another open source software and started developing WordPress because, long story short, movable type wasn't open source, wasn't free, and decided to charge people, and there was free options out there, and you have WordPress today. Anyway, on his blog, and a lot of us, we used to like put up these little bitty, just a random thought, Hey, I went to the school today, or, I went to work today. I had something for dinner, or, whatever. It's not a blog post. Like back in the day, you would spend hours crafting a blog, right? Well, he came up with, it was a category basically called asides that he put on his blog. Of course, a lot of other people started doing it too because it was just easier. Nowadays, you can actually have a post type. I won't get in all the technical aspects of that. If you want to know the technical stuff, I'll explain all of that stuff to you all day long to the members of the Inner Buzz over on that site. I'll write a blog post, whatever you guys want to hear, but I'm not going to bore you guys to death here on Naptown Buzz with that. Anyway, long story short, what you guys know today as Twitter, my first impression when I saw Twitter, was, why in the world would anyone want to be on this thing? Are there people really that narcissistic that they just want to talk about themselves all day long and have followers? But technically, my first thought was, wow, they built a platform, Twitter, on the thought of asides, just sharing links, sharing ideas, sharing photos. But then they limited it to 140 characters. Of course, finally, they got my attention enough to where I was all over that and have been on Twitter basically since the beginning. So all this basically a roundabout way of explaining what asides are. Think of them as tweets, right? These things, I'm going gangbusters on it. I'm trying to get you guys out at least one post an hour during the day. So like 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. work day, since everyone loves that. And I'm having Twitter send these out to the Twitter feed too. So you'll catch these a whole manner of places if you don't actually go to the site. But of course you'll have to click through to actually get the whole gist of the story. But it's, a bunch of just random links. Every day at noon, I got you guys a bacon recipe. We love bacon. I have you a bacon recipe every day at noon. I'm talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Yes, we are posting stuff on the weekend. If you miss something, you can either go back to the Twitter feed, you can go to Facebook, you can go to the blog. We're hitting you everywhere with this stuff. It's all on the NaptownBuzz, which I should say the URL, if you want to go directly to the NaptownBuzz site, is naptownbuzz.com/inner/2017. Now, if you go to any of the NaptownBuzz sites too, you'll notice that we have rebranded everything. Redid the layout. So you have 2 navigation menus now. You go to the website, you'll have the very top, which you have Naptown Buzz, you got NaptownBuzz, then you got our event listings, then you got our indie business directory. And then, for those of you that followed along when we were doing the Indiana Chronicle stuff pretty big, gift guides were a huge thing. Like, we started gift guides on Naptown Buzz in like 2011, 2012 or something like that. But we moved them all over to the Indiana Chronicle site. Well, now we're moving all of that stuff back under the Naptown Buzz umbrella. So like we had the holiday gift guide that we just had. We kicked it off actually with Halloween, which was a pretty fun one. Right now we're working on Valentine's Day. You need to get something for your honey. We got that going on. But that's going to be gift guides and roundups. That schedule's listed there. You'll see that at the top too. It's a lot easier to get to now. Then we have the podcast split out. It's still where you've always found it. You don't have to change anything on your RSS reader or your iTunes or anything like that. It's all the same place, but navigation-wise, it's easily found at the top now. And then we have the videos, which if you're not subscribed on YouTube, please do so. It helps us out. But we have always posted the videos on Naptown Buzz, but it was just under some featured section. Now you can just, hey, I want to go see videos. Bam, it's up there at the top. Also, the Inner Buzz, we have a drop down, so you can get directly to the asides. If you want the vlog, that is under the Inner Buzz tab. Then, of course, the members only blog and podcast, which we'll get to here in a moment. So all that stuff, you'll see the same navigation there. That takes you to all the main areas of what we're up to. Then on each site, there's a second nav below the header that is specifically for that site. So like if you go to the main Naptown Buzz page, you're going to get indie news, community, Indiana news, national news, business, all the arts, music, entertainment news, living, sports, all that stuff is there. A lot easier to find. The front page just shows you the latest video and podcast, and then it shows you the latest entries. It's not a big old mess of stuff that you used to see before. And of course, all of this is mobile friendly. So if you're on your phone, your tablet, which looking at our stats, a whole lot of people are leaning that way nowadays. It's going to be a lot easier for you guys to navigate around and not see all the junk. So that, in a nutshell, is what the asides are. Again, this is free to everyone. Come check it out. Come retweet these things out, like them, whatever on Facebook. We appreciate it. Now on to the members only side of Inner Buzz. The first thing are comments. Not a lot of people comment anymore unless they're trolls, which is very, very annoying. I absolutely hate moderating comments. Like if I was on the newspaper or a local TV station, I think I would just shut the comments off because all you have is a bunch of trolls. Well, to combat that on the Inner Buzz, since we're doing so much more posting, you have to be a member to comment. If you troll the comments, even after becoming a member, you are going to get booted. We are not messing around with that. If you want to troll a post, go on Twitter, go on your Facebook, troll away. But you are not going to do it on our website. So sorry, not sorry. That's the deal with the comments. Now to the actual features of the Inner Buzz blog post. You remember those? I've already hinted at that a little bit. I used to be huge into blogging. Blogging is how I got into all this stuff. I've helped clients with it. Man, since it started early on. I write them. I've developed them. Blogging, podcasting, you name it. I was there when it started. Well, we're getting very tired of the social media scene. If you follow along at all on Twitter, you've seen me venting about this. Twitter has become nothing but a marketing system, a way to push out links, not a way to talk to people. Back in 2010, back when we started 7 years ago, we're about to have our 7th anniversary here with Naptown Buzz. When we started this thing, Twitter was blowing up. You could meet people, you could talk to people. It was basically like a chat room of old. Yeah, you had a few businesses out here. Hey, come in, here's a special, here's a coupon, here's a $5 oil change. Here's, whatever it was. You had a few things like that, which was great. Then this marketing took over. And then on top of that, Twitter, same problem with Facebook and Instagram, anything like that. They went public. Shareholders, which I am a shareholder of Facebook and Twitter, my say doesn't matter to them. But to the folks that have a lot of money invested in this, they want to see numbers, which has led to platform changes. Now you log in, you see what they suggest, you see sponsored feeds, you see this and that, and no one's talking anymore. You have to go hunt it down. I'm tired of that. I don't want that. I want community. I assume we're not the only ones out there. Some of you come to Indianapolis, you want to talk to local folks in a safe environment, not just some trolls trying to sell you stuff. That is what we're doing here. So we're bringing back the blog. You can comment on it. And we're adding a members-only podcast. Get to that here in a minute. And related to the community aspects, we are going to have members-only events. For those of you that are around for the tweet-ups are probably the highlight of what we've done at Naptown Buzz. We loved the tweet-ups. Every month and a half, we used to get together. We had a bacon tweet-up. Everybody bought bacon. I think there were about 70 people showed up to eat bacon. Oh my gosh, it was glorious. We threw a second one of those. We had a chocolate tweet-up. We had a cheese tweet-up. We had a food truck throwdown. At the state fair even, we had a tweet-up there. We had a Mexican tweet-up. A lot of it focused around food, as you can see, but basically just got together and hang out. And it wasn't just Naptown Buzz doing it. Russ, shout out to Russ from back in the day. He was an executive chef back then. He had tweet-ups at Houlihan's. Great tweet-ups there, too. There were a handful of other folks that were doing tweet-ups. Then every October, and this was even pre-Naptown Buzz days, Jeff and I were running October Oddness, which we would go out places around town and just basically have these Halloween parties all month, which we did it, one or two of them as Naptown Buzz too, but that was just a blast. We missed that. We missed the events. This last May, we held 2 live podcast streaming events out at Bigwood Speedway. Had a couple race-related folks in there for that, of course. It was fun, but it made it abundantly clear to me that the crowd that was on Twitter, that was on Facebook, they're either gone. A lot of people have left Indy, or they're not seeing stuff, or they're ignoring stuff. I don't know what the deal is exactly, but it's not what it was. Then we still have people get a hold of us. Hey, when are you going to do another tweet up? You guys missed when we did this. Well, I didn't see that. So the problem is we have no control over what folks are seeing beyond our mailing list. And if you guys do not open your email, our hands are tied. So the events, we're going to host a few events. These are probably going to be small gatherings. So it's going to be the folks that are dedicated enough to become members, which there are a handful of you already. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will announce those events in the near future, but they will be announced on the members-only blog and members-only podcast. I will probably hint at them over here on the main Naptown Buzz site. But you want to know what's going on, you want community, hit us up over there. That is where all of that stuff's going to go on. Now circling back around to the members only blog. This is just going to be, a hodgepodge, I would call it. It's going to be me sharing some business ideas. So if you're a small business owner, you're going to love this. I've been doing this deal. Heck, I've been solo for 11 years now. I've been helping small businesses for 15 years, I believe. Heck, probably longer than that even. But anyway, the blog's going to have the business stuff, the marketing stuff. Basically, any member can, hey, Brian, what are your thoughts on this? And I will go and I'll write a blog post about whatever that topic may be. You're going to hear a lot of stuff about WordPress. If you run a WordPress site, you'll want to listen to this. You'll want to read these blogs. And of course, I'll probably throw in some gardening type tweets. I love to garden. I love my peppers and tomatoes. I'll talk about that. I'll go through Indiana history. I have found that there are a lot of things that folks are new to Indy, or even folks that have been here for a while, they do not know about Indianapolis. So I will be writing some blog posts about that. And of course, whatever else strikes my fancy, whatever strikes your fancy, just get a hold of me. I will write it. Then jumping off of that, there's going to be a members-only podcast. Of course, people are like, well, what can you offer in a members-only podcast that isn't on the Naptown Buzz podcast, right? Here is where we get into the 2017 changes. We're going to switch Naptown Buzz back to mainly just focused on Indianapolis, right? Anything you see on the asides, that's the little freebie stuff. The Utter Oddcast stuff. We're going to be pulling that into the members only podcast. You want funny news? You want odd news? You want me to talk about bacon? Other stuff that isn't Indianapolis? This stuff is going to be on this members only podcast. Yes, I am aware that limits the audience. If you guys want to hear that, it's there. If you don't, it's not. But you're going to know that here on the main channel, you're going to hear about Indianapolis and just Indianapolis. So that's the gist there. So I'm sure there are still some things I missed there, but that gives you a rundown of what's going on with Naptown Buzz in 2017. Of course, we spent much of December hashing out the details of all this. Still working on a few little things. We are planning on getting together some sort of general Naptown Buzz event in 2017. What that is, I'm not really sure yet. Still got to talk to some people, finalize some things. But for the folks as a whole, we do plan on trying to get at least one event in this year. Our focus, though, is obviously going to be on the inner buzz and the members because we want to talk to you guys. We don't like talking to ourselves. If you are so inclined, please talk to us. So that's the recap of 2017 housekeeping for Naptown Buzz. As I mentioned, our anniversary is coming up here in February. 7 years. Can't believe it. Awesome. Good stuff to come. We're still around. You need us on Facebook, Twitter, email, Instagram, wherever. You know how to find us. Now roll the credits and we'll catch you guys with a real podcast next time. Well, that's all we have for this episode of Naptown Buzz. Get a hold of us, naptownbuzz@gmail.com, at Naptown Buzz on Twitter. You can get a hold of us on Facebook. Call the Buzz line, leave a message, 317-891-4627, or send us some snail mail, Surge Bucket Media, P.O. Box 39178, Indianapolis, Indiana 46239. We look forward to hearing from you.